Welcome back. You have a developer here, and today we are building a currency converter application. So a currency converter application is not that complicated. I had to build one in the previous interview I did. It was a take-home project and I had to build one quickly. So quickly I'm going to show you the previous one that I built as a take-home project, because it was like a 5-hour 6-hour limit to build a currency converter with a backend in Node.js and all of that, and that actually inspired me to build a proper currency converter with a very nice UI. So I found this UI on Pinterest and we're going to build this together. So first things first, if you're new here, like and subscribe and follow me on Instagram or the social media platform. And so this is my channel, so people who haven't followed me or watched my previous videos, you know that I posted a video here called full stack mentor app in Vue. I'm going to give a short story about that as we build. So to follow on the currency converter application, go to my GitHub right now and then clone or fork this project so that you can have the exact files that I have, like the images and all that already in your files. So you can clone the project and run it locally, or you can follow the readme. It's not that, it's very simple. It's a Nuxt project, so do npm install, npm run dev, and then that's it, and you're gonna have a project like this right here, like this. Okay, you're gonna have a fresh Nuxt project like this. Okay, so if you've done that, you pause the video and do it. After that, you come back to the video and then we're gonna continue. So once that is done, and I think for some people node sounds will work. For some reasons node sounds wouldn't work. If it doesn't work, just have to do it, install this. I'm gonna put a link in the description. So we're going to run our project. So this is our project, and so first of all, okay, let me just let's run this. Let's install Nuxt.js, and then we can come back and do our story time. So just paste this into your terminal where the project is running, and then install it. Okay, so Nuxt.js is installing, so that we can do something like this. So we can have a style like so we have style and we choose SAR scoped, and we can have something like maybe head, I don't know, just something, right? Like we're just testing it out. Head 1, then we say maybe color is red. Okay, so I mean the SAR, sorry. Okay, then we can, okay, we don't need a tutorial for now, so we can do this, and we can do hello, and then we can have a class here as head 1. So under normal circumstances this shouldn't work, but once you get to install Nuxt.js, this should work. Okay, so all right, so let's check it out, and then we have yellow is now red. So wow, we had it working. So if yours also work, then we are ready to get it done. If it doesn't work, make sure you install Nuxt.js by pasting this link in your terminal and then installing it. So this way I'm going to be building, but before that I'm going to run what I actually built as a take-home project in an interview that I had like 6 hours, I think 6-7 hours to build. Yeah, so I think that is here. So let me run that. So whilst I'm running the old project, let's talk about what happened to this project actually. So I think 7 months ago, it's been long since I posted. So 7 months ago I posted this video, vue.js full stack mentor app. I was about to actually do it. I actually recorded like half of the whole video, and then I think someone reached out to me and bought the course, so I couldn't put a code base out there because yeah, it's been bought actually. Like somebody paid for it, somebody was working on a project similar to what I've already done, so he asked for the code base and I just gave it out to the person. So I couldn't share or do the video or continue the video on that specific project again. But yeah, that is it. But yeah, I mean, there are more web3 videos coming up, so just stay tuned. Yeah, so this is my channel. You can like and subscribe and follow me wherever. So let's go back to our project. So once you've cloned it, you should see, and done the Nuxt.js thing, you should arrive here like that, and then we're going to run the old one that I had, right? So I think this was a mixture of Node and Vue. Okay, so let me try and run this, and let's see. Okay, it's running on port 5000, so we can just go to, yeah. So this is actually what I built in the aesthetic home project. You can see it looks very ugly, but it works. So USD to euro, right? So we are taking 100 US, so it should be lesser euros, right? And we convert to 1 euro is equal to 0.88, blah blah blah, and that is it. It does a conversion for us as simple as that. So the logic behind is going to be the same, but the UI is, you're going to use this very nice UI from Pinterest. I don't know who designed this, but this looks really cool. All right, yeah. So we're going to close this very fast, and I don't want the video to be too long, so I'm going to be like speeding things up a bit. All right, okay. So let's so this is it on our browser, so we can minimize our browser and actually put it here like this. Cool. So we have our project done. So if you clone the project, you should see the flags. That's all the country flags, the currencies I'm gonna use. Okay, you can use every currency you want, but these are the currencies I prefer to use. Okay, and so we don't need this Nuxt logo and things. We can delete it. Tutorial components, we can delete that also. And then so we can now let's walk through the CSS that we have here. Let me okay, yeah. So the CSS is very simple. So we have a root. So the root is like global variables that you can use anywhere in your file. Okay, and the HTML and body, we have the background set to this color because the whole page background is this color, right? So that is it. And then the font size, and then this also like global style, like it affects everything. So the margin is 0. So once we add our global CSS to our page, this hello thing will have no margin or no padding, so it's going to stick right at the left top corner of the page. So we go to our Nuxt config and we go to CSS. You can see there's a file called CSS. We can use this I don't know what this is called though. Then we can target assets, and we can target where is that stored? Okay, let me put that in a folder called CSS. Okay, so CSS, and then we have our global CSS. So we have CSS, global.css. So that is done. Our style is building, and see, wow, so you can see everything is now, because of this because of margin 0, padding 0, and then default font size is 15 pixels, line height is 19, and all that. So you'll be looking through it's not that much CS, as you can see. It's just a few. All right, so we can close it. So now let's style our work. So back to the design. So this is what we are designing, and you can see that it looks very simple, and we are going to be using flex balls to do all the left and right alignment and all that. So the first thing we need is a mother div. So this is the mother div that has everything, that wraps everything. So the mother div, let's assume that this is the body, you understand? So you're going to have another div, and that's going to be this black, the mobile shaped container thing. So we're going to name the mother div because we are going to style that too. We're going to name that converter container. Okay, and then we're going to name this, I'm so bad at naming, so we're going to name this converter. You know what, let me just shorten to conv wrapper. All right, that is it. And so first of all, let me show you the actual final project. Maybe some of you want to see the actual final project, right? Yeah, I know some of you want to see it. So the actual final project is here. I'm going to show you, so you know that I've actually built it, and I actually want to do the video whilst I'm building it. So yeah, so this is our actual project. You can see here. So this is what we are arriving at. So you can see it looks very similar to what we have here. right? So when you select the currency, it pops up. So I've developed it up to this point, so we are going to also go through the tutorial up to that point. Okay, so you can see. All right, so that is it. So let's get to the steps. Okay, so that's the conversion, converter wrapper. That's the black this. All right, so inside that we have like two spans that are flexing on each side. Okay, so that can be another div. Okay, that can be another div, and then we can have a span. Okay, we can call this converter. Okay, and another span, and we can call this calculator. We can class this as the converter head, because it looks like the head, like the first, the first thing. That's the converter head. Okay, good. And this looks like the links. Okay, the links you can click to change from converter or calculator. Oh, what is it? Okay, so that is it. And then the converter is the active link right now. So active, it turns to like the orange color. So on my right you can see calculator is not active, so it turns to like the orange color. So like you have to style that also. All right, so when that is done, that we know that we've taken care of that. When we save it, we shouldn't see anything fancy, right? It's just normal normal stuff. So the next thing we have to do is so this is the head, so we're gonna go down to, so this, you understand, so we have to give a name to this. So this will be like the title, area. So another div, and right there we have a header one that says currency, right? This and after that we can have a div, because we have a date and an icon. But on my I wouldn't use the icon. I'm going to use a timer icon, right? Like a clock icon, right? So we have a div, and then we have a span. Oh, sorry. And we have a span there like that. And we're going to put the date there as 10th, or maybe we're going to put 12th January or February, any date, okay, 2022. And the next thing is going to be the icon, right? So the icon, I'm not ready to download. I don't want to use any external icons and all that, so I'm just going to use an image. Okay, so you're going to use an image, and the image actually is stored in the static. So in Nuxt.js, if you want to reference an image in the static, you don't have to use all that dot, just have to use a backslash and then the name of the image you want to use. So here we want to use a clock, so we go to clock.png, and then we can give it like a clock, and then the size, the width of this image is going to be 12 pixels. All right, so that is it. So we have to style this also. Okay, like this div has to be styled, has to give some what do you call it, we have to name it, but we'll wait. Maybe we can use SAS to actually style these ones. Okay, cool. So let's save this. What do we have? Yeah, we have something really ugly, but yeah, we are there, right? So we have the head, we have the title. Let's just give this converse title. Okay, and then right after that, what do we have? And we have the currency. I have this much to extend, blah blah blah, those stuff. So that one we can say input currency. Okay, so that's like the input currency session. Okay, I like to comment, but before that there is a rule. There's a horizontal rule. Okay, so we can put a horizontal rule here, and then we can have a class for the horizontal rule as just rule. All right, so when we look at our global CSS, horizontal rule has a class of rule, and they have a border of 1 pixel solid, a very light color. Okay, so that is it. So we can save it, and you can see we have it there like that. So let's jump straight into styling what we actually have. Okay, let's style what we have and see what we arrive at. so we don't need this anymore. So we are going to look at the converter container. We're going to start right from there and then start the whole thing. So here is not going to be too much stuff. You're going to just give a padding 50 pixels at the top and then 5 pixels, like from top to down, 50 pixels, from left to right 5 pixels, so that when you scroll, when it's mobile size, you still have a little bit space on left to the right side. That's the only thing you're going to do here in the the container. Now we go to the wrapper. CSS is really some weird stuff, you know. So here we're just gonna do a margin 0 auto. So margin 0 auto is good because it just automatically positions in the middle. Okay, it just moves everything to the middle. And I'm gonna give a max width of 400 pixels and then a width of 100%. Yeah, so when you do this, it means that when the screen width is 400 pixels or maximum, let it stay at 400 pixels. But when it's 400 pixels or minimum, let it just take up the whole space. Let it stretch and take the whole space. That's what it actually means. So when we save this, you can see everything has now moved like that. You understand? Very beautiful. And so the next thing we are going to do is give it a background. So the background color is this color code. I think this dark color code. We can just actually copy it from here. So to copy the background from here, we can take this picture and put it here, and I'll use oh, where's my thing? I have to switch to full screen to get a color picker. So this so we can just pick the background from here. That is it, and you're done. So that is it. I'm not going to pick anything again. I'll just put it back. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, so we go back. So the background, we just paste it and we save. And yeah, that's what we have. Very doesn't you don't see the importance, right? So we have to do a pattern. So that means we have to give some spacing in between it. So if you can see, did I close it? There's a space in between, inside it, right? The pattern right here, the spacing right there. So we can give 20 pixels and 0 pixels. So that means up and down 20 pixels, left and right is 0. I'll explain why it is 0. So for now, this should be okay. Yeah, beautiful. So for now, like the wrapper should be okay for now, and we can jump straight into what's the next thing? The head. Okay. So the head, we can have a height. We can give it a height if you want. If you want, you can just leave it like that, but I just chose to give it a height. Okay, then we can display flex, and then we can align items on the center. Okay, so this will make sure that they are on the same alignment in terms of top and down. They are centered. You understand? Because the width is 50 pixels, so it will be in the center of the 50 pixels. That's what it actually means. So let's save that. Wow, so I think we are getting there. So let's start the link. I think the head has a link, right? So the link here, the color, this we are going to use our variable. So the color here is going to be primary. No, it's going to be light gray. Sorry, you're going to use light gray here. So when you use your variables, you can set it, you can apply it anywhere in the page. All right, and our font size is going to be 1 rem. And what else? And so now let's save this first. I think there's a mistake. All right, sorry. Okay, so we have it there like that. so we can see, there has to be some spacing in between. So we're gonna say margin right should be 40 pixels. Okay, so that will push the calculator a little bit to the other side. So we are not done yet, not at all. And then we have to do the active. So the active class, already has a color of it has a primary color. Okay, so we just take this. Primary color is orange. Okay, and then I think the font size is a little bit bigger than the calculator. You can see it's a little bit bigger. If you zoom, it's a little bit like deeper and bigger than the calculator. That makes it a little bit nice. So we can do that 1.2 rem, and you make the font weight bold. Okay, yeah, so we get something like this. That looks sweet. Okay, so that is it. So the next thing we're gonna do here is we are gonna add some global classes to the whole vibe. So when I say global classes, like stuff that are just like the flags, the block, the margin top, margin whatever. I've already started here, so you can go through this here so you can see it. So we're going to be adding it to this side. So like the head here, like this, we're going to add a margin X of 30. So margin X 30. So what does margin X do? So margin X is like left and right. So on the left is 10, on the right is 10, because you can see there's a margin a little bit here, right? Cool. So that is that. So when we save it, we get that. So I think I missed one thing: the border radius of this place. So we can say 20 pixels, maybe. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, so the next thing we're gonna do is the title. We can give a margin top of 20 pixels. We can give a margin X of 30 again, so that it aligns perfectly with the rest. Yeah, like that. And then what else am I missing here? And so I think yeah, that is it. That is it for for the head and stuff. So we can go back to styling the rest of the stuff that we have. So we can go to the title. So this is the head. So we can go to conf title. So the title, definitely the color should be, I think do I have it here? No, okay, that means it should be like white or something like that, right? Let me see. I think I have a color white. Yeah, I have white here, so I can just use it here. Okay, I can just say yeah, I can just say white, simple as that. And so here, the title here, we can also have another height here. So there's no color actually. So it's a height 30 pixel, and then we can display flex and justify content space between, so that it makes a space in between them. So you can see the space is right in between, like that. And we can align items. Where's my keyboard? We can align items at the center. All right, so yeah, that should work. That should like be in the position in the middle like that. Yeah, I like it that way. Yeah, all right, that looks, let me see, I think the space is too big, but yeah, that's fine, we can manage. So now let's start the header one. The header one is the big currency. So now we can make the font size a little bit bigger. We can make it like 2 rem. and then the span. So the span is the date. The span is the date, so the color of the date is actually a variable for secondary grade. So secondary grade already declared here, so that is it. I think it's this. Yeah, and then the font size also should be a bit smaller. So I hate CSS, oh my god. All right, so that is it. You can see, yeah, so I think we are getting there. We're getting there bit by bit. Okay, so yeah, we are done. So we can see that the horizontal rule is too, like, it's too much. You have to give it like a margin top of maybe 20 pixel, so that it gives a little bit space. Yeah, fine, beautiful. All right, so you can see we are done with the first, like the first top bit part of it. Yeah, I think it looks good. It looks good. Wow, this is taking longer than I thought. I thought I'll be done by now. Okay, let's do the other part. That's the input part. That is currency I have, how much, blah blah blah, all this stuff. So we're gonna create another div, and then straightforward. Now you know the classes, right? You know the global classes I have. So how to give a margin top of 20 pixel. So this is just like using Tailwind CSS, but I just don't. I like Tailwind CSS, but I like my own thing. And here we're gonna put the currency selector here. We're going to put a component by name currency selector. So quickly we're going to build a component called currency selector. So you're going to just go here to the currency selector dot view. You're not going to do anything for now. We're just going to leave it. Okay, let's leave it for now. We will come back to it shortly. Okay, so that's the currency selector tab, like this selector, like this $, selector. But before that, we have a small test there. So that means that here we're going to have another div here, and that's going to be header 3. You're going to say well, just write currency I have. Okay, you're going to capitalize it. You can either capitalize it yourself, or you can just use text transformer package. So let me just capitalize it, so I don't have to use more CSS. And a paragraph that says can I copy? Oh, I can't copy this. Okay, I have this much to exchange. Okay, so that is it, right? That is it. I have this much to exchange, and then there's a horizontal rule right after that. You know what? Oh no, let me just take this div. Too much divs. This can just be like this, and I can just say rule. Okay, just like that. Now let's save this. Let me see something. Okay, look, it's looking good. Yeah, it's looking good. All right, so we can start styling this. So this div, we can name this exchange what container. So this is an exchange container, right? And this was what converter container mean. You can name it anyhow you want, actually. So where does this go? Let me see. Exchange container. Yeah, still in the wrapper, right? So after here, after title. Okay, so container. So after right here, we can have the exchange container. All right, so let me see if everything is aligned perfectly. So you have this, you have the HR, and then the selector comes in, and then the input comes in. Okay, I think we are there. So we can have another margin top here of 20 pixels, so that it's not too much, you know. And then right here at the paragraph, we have a margin top of 0, so we can see margin top 0. It's actually 5 pixels. I should have made this 5. Actually, you know what, let me make it 5, margin top 5. So you also can change it there so that it reflects. So margin top 5. Okay, so that is it, nicely done. Let me see if I'm not mixing anything. Yeah, so you can see that it's too attached to, like, to the right side. So we can use the same mx30 that we used to give it the pattern nicely, you understand. And you can see that from here the HR is also not too attached there. Nice. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to just style exchange container. Okay, I have it already here. So the first thing we're going to do is, there's not much to do in exchange container because we use a global style. So the header 3, that is the currency I have. So the color, right, the only thing is the color that you're going to change. So you're going to use let me see if I can pick it up. You know what, let me use white smoke. Yeah, white smoke has some like grayish. Now this is too deep. Oh, I have to save it. I thought I was using Chrome DevTools. You know what, so let's use Chrome DevTools to actually start this. Yeah, this is okay. I don't know if it's too, let me, yeah, this is okay. So you can copy this. So that's for header 3, and then the paragraph also has a color, but that is using the variable. Okay, the variable of light gray. And then what else? I think that is it. So we can save this, and then yeah, we have something. This looks okay to me. Okay, done. So we can close this so we can have our thing back. So the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to style I think we are done here, right? You're going to style the currency what do you call it, selector. I think I made a mistake here. It's selector like this. Oh, that means I made a mistake in all of them. Yeah, selector. Where else did I make a mistake? I think the name, selector. Okay, yeah, that is it. So here we are just gonna we're not gonna do too much here. It's gonna be pretty simple. We'll come back and then style it properly. Okay, so here we're not gonna do too much. We're just gonna do a span. Let me see. Yeah, span, and then like a div with 3 spans, one for the flag, one for the name, one for the logo. Or we can do one span with one image as the flag, a span as this, an image for this. I think, yeah, maybe that. So we can just do this, and we can just give it a class of it can be a div or a span. For me, I think for HTML, you can, as long as you can style it to suit what you want, you are good. Okay, so the first thing we have is an image, that's a flag, and the next thing we can have is a span, that's the the currency label. Okay, that's US. Oh, US dollar. And the next thing we have is an image also. That's the icon. Okay. So the first thing is this. We're going to just use a, here it's not going to be dynamic yet, we're going to make it dynamic, but for now we're just going to go to assets and go to flags and go to USD. Okay, and just say USD and then give it a width of 22 pixels, and then we're going to go here right down to the drop down thing. That's down, scroll down the PNG icon, and then the width is gonna be 16 pixels. So that's what we have to do here. So we have the currency, so let's just start the currency. We'll come back and make it, look, pop up and all that stuff. So we have the currency, and the style for the currency, we're just gonna align items because we already have a display flex already there. So let me just come like this. Okay, so the display flex is already there, so we're gonna align items to the center so that they align perfectly. First of all, let me just comment this out. Okay, and then save this, and let's see what we have. So you see what we have. Okay, so when we use the align center, you're going to see that they are going to align perfectly. Okay, you're going to align perfectly. Then we're going to do a label. There's a label. This is a label. Okay, and then we have an MX 15. That means the margin left and right, because now the user lies in the middle, so left and right is 15 pixels. Okay, so the label will have a color, and that's also going to use a variable. So we're going to use a light gray, a secondary gray, sorry, that is it. And they're going to use a font size of 1.3 rem. Okay, so we save this. Wow, look what we have. You're getting there, right? Yeah, maybe a little bit whiter. It looks a little bit gray, but that's later. We can change it later. Okay, and when we want to change it, we don't have to like style it one by one. We just have to come here and change the light gray to be something more like maybe lighter, that's all, and we are done. You see, we are done. Yeah, so we have our selector. Like our selector is styled. So what we have to now shift it to the right side of our page, and then do the input thing. Okay, yeah, so that is yeah, so that will be here. So we come down first, and let's see what we have to do. We have to now build our input. So that's not bad. You have to just do another div. Okay, then we can put this in another div like this, and then you can give a class, because this is too much attached to the row. Okay, so you can give a margin top of 20 pixels. I like 20 pixels. Yeah, and now here we can give it a class of dflex justify end, right? So dflex justify end is just a simple like display flex, justify content, flex the end. So flex the end will move it to the far right side. Okay, yeah, so we save it, and we see move to the far right side. So we are done with that. Now we're going to build our input. Wow, so that's the, so here I'm going to leave it to you guys. You can build it anyhow you want. You can use normal input, but what I'm going to use content editable. It's an attribute in HTML, and it makes like divs or spans works like as input elements, but they're not actually input elements. All right, so we're going to create a div first, and then the first thing we're going to do is just, let me see, So this is the input. Okay, so first we're going to have the label. Okay, that's the USD, and second is going to have the input. So two spans. We're going to have like USD, and then the next is going to be like this is where the actual input is going to be. So here I'm going to like leave it to maybe 0.00. All right, then I'll come back to that later. So we're gonna start it and say exchange input, right? Yeah, I mean, hi. So let me save this first and see. So we can see that is it here. All right, so we're gonna give a margin top of 20, so they have some space. We're gonna use the same flex, and then we could have also put them in the same div and then use align, like flex direction rule, and just flex them to the end like once. So that's just some cleanup. When I'm doing some cleanup, that's why I'll do that. Okay, so that's it. We have it. That is it. Okay, so that is it. And so the next thing is that we're gonna so this is going to be a label, because that's a label, right? And they're going to give a margin right as 10, so you know, to separate it from the input. That is it. Cool. So now let's style it. We'll come to the content editable part. Okay, so but let's style it for now. Am I in the container or action container? Yeah, I'm in the container, so input. Okay, so all right, so that is it. That an input we can do this. Start the label. So the label can have a color or variable secondary gray. Okay, so we also have the USD, then the font size that can be 1.3 rem. That's big, because it has to be a little bit huge. Okay, cool. So that is it for. So now we're gonna do the input thing. That's very tricky, because it's gonna act as an input, but it's not an input. So the first attribute, we're gonna give it a class, and that will be like the input, and then you're gonna make it white like that, and the color is going to be white. Okay, and I think there's row. So role is going to act as a text box, I think, and then you're going to do the content editable. That means it's going to be editable. You can actually edit it, right? So I think this is all that we need for now. Okay, so we can now go back, go style it like how we want. So right here, oh no, so we are almost done. We're almost done with the styling. Okay, so right here we can now go to class input, and so the background, no, the background doesn't. So we're gonna do the height of 40 pixels. We're gonna do maximum width, because the reason why people use a content editable is that the width increases as the figures increase. If you want to do that with a regular input, you have to use JavaScript. And I don't want to go to that extent. Too stressful. All right. So maximum width is 300 pixels, but the width actually should be like 100%. Okay. And what again? So display flex, that is the figure inside it. Let's save this first. Okay, so this will be, why has it moved back? Something is wrong. Yeah, so that should work, right? um no, wait, why is it? Oh, the width is 100%, that's why. Sorry, no, 100% width. Oh, okay, I get it. So the height is, this height is 40 pixels, and the maximum width is 300 pixels. Yeah, I think we are there. So now the display should be flexed. That's the no, let me do the font size, otherwise you guys will not see the changes. Font size is 36 pixels. Yeah, and font weight is bold. Alright, so the background should be transparent, no background. Yeah, that is it. So you can see that because the height is 40 pixels, this is in the middle, the USD is in the middle of the 40 pixels because it's flexing. Okay, it's gonna stay there. So to move it, that's what I did. I think here you're gonna align items, so top and down you're gonna align the items to flex, and that means that it's gonna align at the bottom. Okay, yeah, it's going to align at the bottom like that. Okay, cool. But this US, the input has a height of 40 pixels, so it's aligning at the bottom of that. Yeah, so yeah, I think, yeah, this is it. Does it look a little bit similar? Oh, so we can see that, oh, it has to be on the same line with the height of 40 pixels, but this doesn't. So let me see. Okay, so that's why I have to use a flex inside to actually put stuff in the center. So display flex, and align items to the center. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so now we can enter any figure, and you can see that it increases as it goes. All right, cool. Yeah, we have it. So I think that's the same thing for what do you call it, for the other one. So we can just copy this. Okay, then we can do output currency, and we can paste it. So we're going to do a cleanup. We can see what can we make a component, and what can, so we don't have to do more reusable code. Okay, so I think the next thing is oh, the switch. Okay, we'll come to that. So currency I want, so we just change this to currency I want. Oh, sorry. And then what, I want to buy something at this price, so we can say yeah, I think that is it for the other one. Yeah, so we will come back and do the switch, and so yeah, so the same, we'll come back and do the selector dynamic and all that. So for now, I think we can end the video here, and yeah. So we can make this content editor, which is actually a boolean, so we can make this false. Okay, so with view you can just bind it and then just make it false so that it is not editable, right? Cool, cool. So we can make this margin top 30 pixels instead of 20 so that there's more space at the top. Yeah, but don't worry, the switch thing will come there, so you're gonna have more space to do stuff. All right, yeah, so I think for now everything looks okay. We are getting this. I'm going to pause the video because it's going to get too long. So in the next video we're going to finish up with the selector, the switch, and actually the API stuff. So yeah, catch you in the next video.